there is a reaction. And there is a cause into every effect. It's cause and effect. So everything that happens to us, it is inside of ourselves. We tend to always find an external cause or somebody else to blame, or to find a rationale to find some peace within us, because this happening because this person, this happening because of this, the politics, the climate change, because of whatever. There is always talking about climate change because everybody talks about climate change every day. It's about our climate change. How is our climate, our spiritual climate? There is a lot of external forces out there, but the most important part in this universe, and not to have like a selfish view, the most important part, it's us. Because the universe will only receive our contribution if we can work within ourselves to be the best we can be. We have a lot of potentials just to latch and just to open doors, and we have to be doing this exercise constantly. And that's why we offer a little bit of meditation, because we have to take time out, we have to take a break. The other key that she mentioned here is behavior. It's like examine your conscience, examine your behavior. It's like how the behavior is pretty much how we are reacting with stuff, emotions, feelings, and everything that boils up inside of us, that it will manifest one way or the other. Because if we just keep everything bottled up inside one time, it's just like, first before the explosion, there is an implosion. It goes, there's an implosion inside. And then you feel so bad. It's so disastrous. And then everything that comes out of you, it's like, it's not even yourself, it's a mess. Pretty much, let's put it like this. So again, very inspired words. Peter talked about perfection. You were talking about the boss experience. I think we should all wear an invisible. I think we do already. But if you can visualize, we all wear a little tag that says, be tolerant, be patient. Perfection.
Work in progress.
Perfection in progress, exactly. We are a work in progress. That's who we are. Anger and anxiety, it is something that is natural. It is not something that we need to be afraid or, oh my God, I'm feeling this. We are built with this. This is part of our genes or genetics, or we are in the cave ages, because every time we think about the primitive man and primitive women, where it's us. It's us back there. It's us evolving. Look how far we got. But we still have so much traces of the primitive individual that we are, and still on the mode of fighting for survival and preserving ourselves. Human beings are who we are. We are here. We haven't been in extinction as we see in other animals, other species. Like, thank you. She's the brain.
It's easier when we're sitting here.
It's because we are adaptable. That's the most important part of our intelligence. And that adaptability, it is not just rational intelligence. It's a lot of emotional intelligence. There are so many studies that says, like, I was actually reading a study about how dogs are so close to us, how dogs have this melanin and they're so friendly, and how come this is a species that's very, very, we have to pay attention to dogs. They have so much that we have not achieved yet, and they are going to continue and evolve. It's just that there are a different branch, a different species, but they are very close to us, and they are so big into love and how they control their love and how they are and how they wanted to give. They just give, give, give. Dogs is big givers. I'm not, no, there are other animals that are big givers too, but dogs are huge givers. And we have this give and take mode still. But that study was comparing the evolution of dogs and our evolution in parallel, and says we were at one time in a state, in our animalistic state, that if it wasn't because we had the same traits of loving and affection and working in groups and working together in family and moving forward, if it wasn't for this love that we give and receive and we share and we work together, we wouldn't be here. That's a very important part of human beings as far as being adaptable. Otherwise, we would be extinct. We were just, I don't know what this planet would be, because we would have just destroyed ourselves. We are still destroying ourselves today, right? You call it wars, you call it all kinds of violence. It's intolerance, it's anger and anxiety that manifests in a way that we are still living our very primitive ways. So having said all of that, I wanted to bring Cristiane. That's why we're the program tonight. We don't plan to talk very much. It's just introducing the theme, so you can take it with you. And after I do all of this introduction, I'll call you in, and she will help us out. Then we go into meditation, a guided meditation, and at the end, I'll come back and we'll do a spiritual vibration, so we can collect all of the good energy and try to re-energize ourselves. And then after that, we go to the passes. Do you come in?
Wow, hello everybody. So nice to be here again. I almost didn't make it because the traffic was holding us all back, but we did. Valdo and I, we try to get together the week before and talk about what's the theme for this week. We try to go with what the vibe of what's going on with us is, and it's very clear to us. There is an anxiety, fear, rage, anger just hanging. Why is that? It's because we are forced every day to be a little better, a little faster, a little more competitive. And then there's social media there just to remind us, you're nothing. You haven't seen anything because here I am to show you perfection. Like we talk about this perfection thing. So we've decided that we're gonna bring it back to basics tonight. We're gonna do how to address anxiety, how to address fear, how to address anger. And before we do our meditation, I'm always about strategy. If you don't get anything tonight, if you get one strategy to take home, that will work for me. Because we can talk, but if I don't give you a little something to take home, then it can get lost. So I'm gonna just situate us here in the brain a little bit. We're not gonna have a neurophysiology class, but I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the stages of the brain that do the different things. Anger and anxiety, do you think it's a high-level function or a low-level function? Low level. Why is it low level? Because it's stimulus, reaction. Boom, done. When somebody says something to you in Portuguese, if you are a Portuguese speaker, it's very automatic. But if you are a new English-speaking person, I'm just going to use that because a lot of us here speak those two languages. When you first hear that, when you hear somebody talking to you in Portuguese, you're like, I'm going to have to send it to my brain. Didn't quite get that. Say it again. So it's not a come and react. It's a come, let me decode that information. That is cortex. Everything that needs to go from the stimuli, go to the brain and get decoded to bring a response is cortex. Everything that can just be come in and react, so it's more a lower level. And the limbic system is lower level. Limbic system is the part of the brain that is kind of in the middle, below all the encephalus, and has this little almond shape, the amygdala. That is the magic place where emotion happens. It's magic because that's where you're going to put all your happiness, your love, your joy, that first smile, that first sniff of your baby, or your grandbaby for that matter, even better. Those things that touch you in a good way, but also all the things that touched you in an ugly way. That's the place in your brain. And that is before the cortex. That is the use, you're not using any cognition here. It's all about emotion. It's that gut feeling. It's that pain in your heart. I'm gonna do something here. I was thinking, what can I ask about that will bring everybody to the same place? Several years ago, we had a day, and I know exactly where I was, what I was doing, and the feeling that took over me when I realized what was happening. And I want you all to go to the place where you were and what you felt on 9/11, the day the towers got hit, when you actually realize that. Do you know where you were? Do you remember what you were doing? Do you remember the feeling? Why is that? See, when I talk, my voice even changes because it takes me there, and it was so uneasy to be there in that situation. I know exactly what I was, and I can see myself there. It's such a powerful emotion, and we can all relate because no matter where you were then, you heard about it, you realize the magnitude of what happened. So where is that? Where did you just pull that from right now? From the amygdala. Right there. So you see the power of that? And because that, the amygdala is neutral. It takes good, bad, ugly, beautiful. It doesn't care what comes in. It's going to hold, right? So it's up to us to find a way to hold the things that are more pleasant to us so we can move forward. We cannot always do that because every time I talk about 9/11, we're going to go there to that space of uneasiness. However, I'm going to show you a strategy today that can change that. Maybe we're not going to be talking about 9/11 all the time, but that when you think about that person that wronged you or that hurt you or that belittled you in front of people, whatever it is that that person did that touched you and brought you that thing in your chest, we're going to learn a strategy today to address that. So the way to touch the amygdala, to change that emotion, the minute you have that, we're going to go and we're going to use a technique that's called freeze frame from the heart math solution, which is, we could go all day here talking about the heart math solution techniques, and you can Google. It's an amazing philosophy and science that study the way the brain controls the heart and the emotions. So whenever an ugly thought comes to you, an ugly emotion or that uneasiness comes to you, we are going to go immediately shopping inside us for a time of your life, even if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, a whole day, that everything was perfect. When I say perfect, I mean your heart was so warm that you could live there forever, that moment. For some people, it is the birth of a child. That is such an important moment. For me, it wasn't. Let me just tell you that. That was not my moment. Because what I remember about my kids being born, it wasn't pretty. Well, because they were so ugly and so small, 4 pounds, and they look like, oh, when they brought me, people say, you're going to fall in love when you see those babies. And they brought me these 2 little things. And I said, maybe I'm not a good mother because I didn't feel it. I did not have that thing. I'm like, am I a bad mother? But it didn't happen. So later on, they got a little weight on them and they got all chubby. And then, yes, of course. But that first, So for me, it wasn't that. Maybe for you, it was. But at any moment, so you're going to, or even when you were a kid and you got that special bike that you wanted, and that was such a happy moment. Or when you got with all your cousins or your neighbors, or, you're going to freeze frame that moment. And you're going to replace that feeling with the freeze frame happiness. What I suggest you do, when you're not doing anything, when you have some time in your hands, do some scanning with moments of your life. And when you find that great moment, write it down and describe it in words. What that day, what that moment was, so you have it. So whenever something ugly is coming your way and you want to vomit over everybody, freeze frame, and pull that thought, because that is going to go to your amygdala and say, this is wonderful, this is calm, this is happiness, this is warmth in your heart. So if you don't take anything from this place tonight, take freeze frame. Pick that special feeling, and that will save your life. It might save your marriage. It might save your relationship with your teenage kid. It might save your job, because then you're not going to blow it out. You're just going to freeze frame, and you go to your happy place. When people say go to your happy place, this is going to your happy place. Feeling what the air felt, what the room smelled like, you really go into that place. So that's strategy number 1. I'm going to show another strategy that touches. The reason I'm doing all this is because we're going to do this during meditation. There's a reason for this madness. The second strategy that I'm going to show you is when everything fails and the heart is, I want to jump, I want to run, I want to get out of here, get me out of here, because you're losing it. And have we all been there? Like, I'm ready to lose it. Be it your kid driving you crazy, be it your boss, be it overwhelmed with work, whatever it is, sometimes we feel like we're going to lose it. And when we feel like we're going to lose it, that was me on traffic just a few minutes ago. So I'm like, So we will do what we call the Cook's hookup. It's a neurophysiological strategy to touch the amygdala, as if I am connecting dots to send an stimuli, an impulse, a neural impulse to the amygdala. How are we going to do this? You can do this with me sitting down. So I'm going to move over here. You're going to cross your left leg over your right. Cross your left leg over your right. I mean, you can cross at the ankle. You don't have to do the whole leg lady thing. It's just the foot. It's just cross the foot over. Cross your left arm over your right and clasp your hands. Now, sit it in front of you. Just sit it right here. It's kind of tricky, but you can do it. If this is too much for you, you can just do this. But this is the whole hookup. Yes, and let it sit. And now you touch the tip of your tongue where the roof of the mouth meets the teeth. Just touch it there. And this is a place to get back into coolness. This is if you forget it, Cook's hookup. This is a place where you go when this is what you do for panic attacks. If you're having a panic attack, go there. If you are in the middle of a group and people are going to think you're crazy by doing all this, cross your leg Keep your arms and just tap with your tongue. Nobody's gonna notice anything, just tap. So when you, not with your finger, with your tongue. Keep tapping. Nobody needs to see, so watch me tap. I am tapping the place where the roof of the mouth touches the teeth with my tongue. I just keep tapping that and my legs across. And breathe. It's gonna save you from making a huge mistake. What you're doing is you're telling your amygdala, we are not in danger. We will be okay. This is just a reaction. If you cannot fall asleep at night because you open your anxiety closet, does anybody have an anxiety closet that opens at 2 a.m.? And you start doing tomorrow's work at 2 a.m. It's like, It's not even, so by the time you wake up to do your job, you're so exhausted. It's like, oh my God, I already did all this work. My schedule, I have to do, let me not forget. Anxiety closet at 3, 4 a.m. is not a good thing. So you get your Cook's hookup and you just breathe. You're gonna fall asleep there. You will fall asleep because you just tell your amygdala, cool down. This is not time for a closet. No, we're not opening no doors here. If this is uncomfortable for you doing this, you can just do this, or you can even do this, just find a way to be a little closer. This is fine, It will get to a point when this is gonna be your Prozac. Let me go there. 2 strategies. Freeze frame when you're ready to jump on somebody. Cook's hookup when you're ready to fight or flight, when you're ready to go, when you're done, when you're losing it, or when you cannot fall asleep. Got it? Those 2 things? If everything fails, keep those in mind. And if you have a problem, just reach out to us. We'll remind you the name of the things that we're talking about. So tonight, we are going to use those 2 things to start our meditation. That will give you a chance to practice 2 things that can help you with anxiety, with fear, with this anger, the things that we very seldom have, but it's nice to have those strategies. So we're gonna start with some shake, 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 get ready, get all your kinks out. If you have a purse, you might put it down. If anything that might get in your way. And we are going to do deep breaths. We all know that this place was prepared for us even before we got here. Our guardian angels are in close contact with all the spiritual support that we have here. So we have the safe, secure, protected place for us to practice our meditation. So it doesn't get any better than that for us to practice in this kind of environment. So deep breath in. Another one. I'm gonna ask you to cross your leg like the ankle, just like we did. I'm not gonna ask you to do the arms now. Just keep your arms folded softly and comfortably, but I will ask you to tap the roof of your mouth slowly and close your eyes softly and breathe. Just be here for a little bit, feeling the calmness that takes over just by tapping the roof of your mouth. Relax your shoulders, soft forehead, soft jaw. Let your breath take you. Let your chest rise and fall. All is well. We are safe We are protected. We are divine light in close proximity to the divine universe. We are one with the universe. Deep breath. Grow in your belly and letting it go. Grow in your belly and let it fall. Soft shoulders, soft forehead, soft jaw. We are getting ready to find our happy moment. Deep breath, and we find our heart center getting a little warmer. A warmth that keeps us calm, safe, and connected with our Father, the one that watches over us and protects us. And find that very happy, special time that was perfect, where everything could have stopped and nothing else would have mattered. In our childhood or yesterday. We breathe the softness and the warmth into our heart until we find that moment. Yes, that is the moment. He was so perfect. The heart was content. The body was calm. The soul was celebrating. Everything was so perfect. I am so joyful just thinking about it. The whole universe stopped that moment to celebrate with me. We now pay attention to how we felt that moment. And we breathe that feeling into the warmth of our chest. This is my treasure, the perfect, joyful moment that was so perfect that the life could have stopped then. This is the moment I'm gonna stay with on my chest, breathing in and out. We softly put that memory tucked into our heart, and we know it's always here. We can always revisit it. We can always revisit the feeling, the joy that that memory always brings us. The warmth on the chest still lingers, and we find little beads, soft, warm, tingling and playing on the chest in a childish way. That's joy. Warm, bringing safety, tingling and warm. We're gonna let these little beads travel a little bit towards the shoulders, making the shoulders soft, warm, melting. We take a breath and find the little soft, warm beads travel up the neck, the ears, the face, forehead, and the whole head is warm, tingling with joy. We take a deeper breath, and the playful beads start going down the chest, the torso, and it expands our breath. The chest is warm. The lungs are warm, tingling with joy. It travels to the back. We let go of all the worries and the beads warm the back. A joyful tingling, traveling towards the arms, the elbows, forearms and hands. The fingers are warm, tingling with joy. Everything is soft. The beads keep on traveling towards the hips, our sitting bones, everything is warm, tingling with joy, traveling towards the legs, all around the thighs, the knees, the legs and feet. The toes are soft, tingling with joy and warmth. The soft beads travel all over the body, and we are one with joy. Soft and warm, with every breath we feel warmer, more relaxed, and safer. All is well. The soft beads melt even more and get to our tissues and cells all the way to the microcells. The whole body is engulfed in joyful, tingling, warm sensation. The beads travel joyfully all the way into our soul. Our thoughts are warm, soft, and unhurried. All is well. The body is content. I peek one more time into the corner of my heart and find once again that special memory. And now I can look at it from a very flowy, tingling, warm, safe body that is pure joy. I am one with my joyful memory. This is a place that we can always visit. This is a journey we can always take when we choose to. It is always there, available for us. The journey to the joy that lives inside us. The journey to the joyful moments that makes life worth living. The joyful moments that remind us that we are one with God. It reminds us that He's always there watching over us, protecting us, and guiding us. We take a deeper breath. Another deeper breath. All is well.
Let's continue breathing very slowly, deeply. At this time, let's invite our spiritual friend or guardian angel to be a little closer to us. Just a little closer so we can feel the good, loving energy surrounding us as an embrace. God is so kind to us that He sent throughout our lives, even after we pass from this life to the other, we have a dear friend, a protector, an angel guard, a tutor. That entity is always with us, to watch over us, to care for us, even in the worst times of our lives. Feel His embrace. Feel the warmth. And fill your heart with gratitude. Gratitude for life. Gratitude for everything that we have experienced thus far. And in strengthening our power within, let's feel and vibrate a very powerful psalm, Psalm 23, which says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I shall not need anything else. I have everything. You, Lord, make me rest in green pastures. You take me to tranquil, serene waters. You refresh my soul. You make me walk to the path of righteousness for the sake of your name, because you are blessed. You are so loving. You are a loving Father, caring and watching over us as your little sheep. Your staff, your stick, your staff, they protect me. And even though I may walk to the valley of the shadow and death, I will not feel alone. I will have no fear, because you, Lord, you are with me. You are with me, and I'm grateful. You are with me every step of the way. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. You prepare a feast before my enemies. For certain, righteousness and peace will follow me forever, and I'll live in your special place. I will live in your special place forever. Be with me, Lord. Thank you for sending the people that you have sent surrounding me in my life, in my family, in my surroundings in this world. Help me, Lord, to have the courage to face my fears, to face my defects, but face in a way of humility, that I recognize that I am imperfect. At the same time, that I put every effort, every day, to make amends to the person I was, to the person I want to be. Help me forgive my own mistakes. As you say, have me be honest and kind in my heart to forgive others, to forgive everyone, so I'm lighter. I take this weight off my back. Help me with that strength, Lord, because I know I fell so many times. Give me this peace. Let me keep this peace. Let me bring this peace everywhere I go, because life is precious. I am precious because I know I have you, and I shall have no fear. Never. And so be it. So be it. Friends, take this moment, and we're gonna go for the passes now. We use this good energy that we have inside of us, and let's just bring it with us when we leave. Our brother team is gonna invite us for the passes.